Greetings and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As usual, Rich is doing another video on XRP today. I hope everyone is having a great day wherever they are in the world. We will be talking about XRP, and this is the one-day chart once more. Right now, we are sitting at $2.64. It appeared that XRP would rise above $2.70 earlier today before falling again. Additionally, it appears to be establishing a higher low for the upcoming upward rise. I can't wait for XRP to start making waves. And take a look at Bitcoin, which rose up above $114K, but then fell sharply again, carrying with it the remainder of the market. The rest of the market will rise with Bitcoin if it recovers from this point. However, the big day will be Wednesday. We anticipate a rate cut from the Fed at that time, which could really get the market moving and possibly kickstart this run. Also push us into the old season. How much may the price of XRP rise in November? Strong positive indicators such as Evernote's $1 billion accumulation and an increasing supply shock at exchanges might cause XRP to soar to $3. Now that XRP is drying up on the exchanges, everyone is paying attention. As of right now, I can tell you that if the ETFs are allowed, XRP will surpass $3 in November, and who knows? When that occurs, we could finally get to witness the start of the old season. That's the main thing we're waiting for right now. Analyst Nate Garassi has hinted that authorization for XRP's long-awaited spot ETF in the US could come as soon as 2 weeks from now. When Washington clarifies who said that, we won't know if it's worth listening to at this time. He is roughly a 48% chance in this poly market right now. Let's see what's within. Do you think this will occur by the 24th? It's difficult. As of right now, they are essentially going to continue funding the government, or at least that is the current plan, which calls for funding it through the end of Thanksgiving. However, that deadline is actually drawing near rather quickly. The question now is, even if we do get a consensus, should we simply fund it for the next 2 weeks and then repeat the process at the end of Thanksgiving, or do you go for the entire year? All of the big stuff is being discussed at the moment, but neither side seems to be moving closer to the other. It's a little quiet, at least here in Washington, D.C. In light of everything that is currently in uncertainty, that is somewhat worrisome. It appears that he is not overly hopeful that the government will reopen by Thanksgiving. This might be prolonged till December. Additionally, we won't have the spot ETFs approved if the government doesn't reopen. Eleanor Tourette is the source of this. The ETFs for Litecoin, HBAR, Spot and Canary funds are already operational and will start trading on the Nasdaq tomorrow. That's today, according to CEO Stephen McClurg. After Ethereum, the next 2 token exchange-traded funds, ETFs, to go live are Litecoin and Hedera. We look forward to launching tomorrow, McClurg told me in a statement. The New York Stock Exchange has also certified 898 files and proposed listing notices for Bitwise Invest Spot Sold ETFs, which is scheduled to launch tomorrow as well, according to Eric Balakunas. On Wednesday, Grayscale's G sold to Convert. You might wonder how this is feasible during the government shutdown. Well, an open government isn't necessarily necessary for the rule of law to function. According to what I understand, the 898 filings are equally as crucial as the S1S and preparing these ETFs for launch. Just a brief catch-up on the words. While the S1 registers ETF shares under the Securities Act of 1933, the 8A formally registers them under the 1934 Act for trading on an exchange. The New York Stock Exchange certified all of the 8A filings for the aforementioned ETFs this morning, also known as the last action required before shares can begin trading. However, what if the SEC government employees require approval? In order for the SEC to approve the XRP spot ETFs, the government must reopen the S1 registration statements. Once more, XRP experiences a delay. How often have we witnessed this before? Now, the HBAR ETF makes me very happy. I'd like to see how that works out. HBAR is in my possession. It is a cryptocurrency that is well-rounded. A utility token is what it is. The new financial system will include it. Although I'm happy that an HBAR ETF is going live, I wish these spot XRP ETFs had been approved sooner. We must wait for the government to reopen, of course. In the weekly increase of $921 million in cryptocurrency funds, XRP had a 286% larger bite than Solana. Thus, XRP outperformed Solana by 286% last week, bringing in $84.3 million, or roughly 11% all of cryptocurrency inflows. Huge sums of money are circulating the cryptocurrency as the XRP ETF booms. You already know that the XRP ETFs will receive the money. XRP is already in circulation. There is an extremely enormous demand. Additionally, it appears that the more we desire it, the longer the delay will last, and every detail, including the timing. Before a spot XRP ETF is allowed, the government must shut down. People claim that this did not occur by accident. This was intentional. However, such spot XRP ETFs will eventually be permitted, regardless of your point of view. When that occurs, we will increase the price of XRP wherever it is at that moment. XRP is prepared to provide additional revenue for us. Everyone is aware that it will increase our revenue. Everyone is attempting to claim that it will occur on this particular day. That day is when it will occur. Even though none of us anticipate it, you know when it will occur. When you wake up one day, the price of XRP will have skyrocketed because you are unable to call this market at this time. No one can. Right now, everything appears to be bullish, but consider this. What happens on Wednesday if the Fed doesn't lower interest rates? We are now beginning to trade sideways once more, or if that occurs, there may be another dip. Now, I firmly believe that the Fed will lower interest rates, and when it does, the cryptocurrency market will quickly rise. However, no one is certain which way it will go at this time. And far too often along this cycle, we've reached the moment where it seems like everything is about to happen. Every time this cycle appears to be so amazing that it's time to go, something pulls the market back down. I'm eagerly awaiting the breakout. Chad Steingraber is the source of this. The original clip can be seen here. Yes, the suggestion is indeed coming from Newsmax, that XRP may be used to settle the national debt. Listen to it. You see, just as the government can't control banks and the fake Federal Reserve producing money out of thin air, it can't control cryptocurrency. The government functions very simply: if it moves, regulated; if it stops moving, subsidized; if you can't do either, ban it. Ronald Reagan famously stated he was unaware about blockchain. The fourth alternative was unknown to Reagan. Become what you're trying to manage. Participation is the only way for the government to genuinely have a say in any kind of crypto control. It is fantastic for you if you own it. It will be quite valuable. After all, we can use it to print money and purchase cryptocurrency. Crypto is here to stay because of this. It's the solution to ensure that it makes no difference if we do lose a zipper tooth again. More significantly though, the value of one flawless zipper might hold the key to eliminating the nation's debt. Create money, devalue the dollar, detonate cryptocurrency investments, sell it, pay off the national debt, restock the nation's gold reserves, finance social security, cause fast deflation, and return the system to its pre-gold standard state. Thus, consider it this way. He just explained to you how to eliminate the US debt and create a new financial system. However, they are already discussing using cryptocurrency to pay off the loan. To be honest though, XRP also makes the US dollar stronger. For less than a dime, it could instantly transport the US dollar in any form throughout the globe. Going future, that makes your dollar considerably stronger. Elon Musk explains that in order to pay off the US debt, XRP must increase. I knew this piece was coming as soon as I saw that Newsmax footage. Therefore, $350 per XRP is required to pay down the US debt. However, you can also use it to transfer tokenized assets and value. In the future, XRP's price will be in the 5 digits, definitely. When will that go place? It is quite probable that a new financial system will be in place by 2028, because you can't be sitting at $3, $2, and change if you want to move the world's money. It must be far higher. Even at $350 per XRP, as David Schwartz stated several years ago, that would still be far too low.